How's it going, guys? So we are here today to do the Eye of the Deep, which is the 12-man raid. Just wondering which one Alright, that's the one I'm supposed to go into. In case you're wondering, we are on Discord, and I just didn't take note of which team I was supposed to be in, so there are 3 different rooms right now with all my Armada mates doing the 12-man raid, and this is the team that I'm supposed to be joining. So we are just waiting for one more person. If we do actually have enough members without that one person, because you have 7 members and whoops, forgot to hit ready. Anyway, because we have 7 members and 1 leader, we have 8 members, and that is enough to start the raid. So even though it's a 12-man raid, we don't actually need that many. You can actually start with 8 players, but right now if we hit ready, I mean everyone does, then we're gonna have a timer that's about 15 or 20 seconds, and if, no one else joins within that period of time, the system will start the raid automatically, which can be a little inconvenient, like in cases like this where we're waiting for someone, but I guess it's okay. I'm not too sure why they have that function, but it's there, and you just gotta remember it. Alright, so we are good to go. And I just thought I'd mention, this isn't the first time I'm doing this raid. I've done it twice, even though at this point in time I should have done it like 5 or 6 times. But I've been a little busy, but this is actually a better time to be recording because I'm doing it with my Armada, so it might be a little faster than usual despite not having a full team. Okay, so in this raid, the leaders of each team will choose the stages that they enter, and there are 4 phases and a final boss phase. Each phase will have objective stages, and from the 2nd to 4th phases, there will also be sub-stages where your team can enter to lower the pressure, which removes certain buffs from the bosses in the objective stages. But the only buff I've seen so far is the damage reduction buff, so it's not really a big deal if you have a lot of damage, but do bear in mind that the bosses sometimes also have really high attack power. Okay, so here we go. And one thing I'd like to mention, the stages, they look amazing. And yeah, it's a really new experience. You really feel that you're in this part of the story. And that's really nice. So, regarding gameplay, there's something that I didn't mention earlier, and that's throughout the entire raid, each Valkyrie can only be used 3 times. The equipment on them will be locked from the first time they are used, so just be mindful of that. Okay, so this is the first boss of the entire raid, and it's not really hard to defeat, but it does have an annoying buff like Padrino, which will block, or as it says, reflect, all attacks from the front. It's not quite as bad as Padrino because it will be deactivated after a while. Also, I have a really strong team, but having a well-synergized team could also make the stage really easy. For example, I chose Blade Strike, who's great at keeping the team's SP high, so Valkyries that are strong in their burst mode like Argent Knight or Shadow Knight, or Valkyries that have little to no cooldown on their ultimates like Night Squire or Phoenix, they would be really great choices. Also, the ability to activate each other's QTE would be great. Alright, so we're in phase 2 and we are doing a pressure stage. So for pressure stages, try not to use your best Valkyries. You could pick something that's mecha, because you wouldn't be using a mech Valkyrie in most of the stages unless you're really pressed for Valkyries. But otherwise, you could go with mech or lower tier Valkyries that you have, because yeah, due to the type difference, you'll be using creature and psychic Valkyries more on the main objective stages. Alright, so we're done with that, and we are now approaching the main objective of Phase 2. Alright, so if you fight against this boss for a long period of time, it gets really annoying because it keeps summoning those shields. And yeah, I don't have too much experience against this one, but like I said, this isn't a guide video. I don't do guide videos. I just try to share what I know and share my gameplay. So if you do have any questions or difficulty defeating this one, or any of the other bosses, you could just ask in the comment section and I will try to answer your question as quickly as I can. So, yeah, this fight ended really quickly because we entered when the other teams had already done a lot of damage to it, so we didn't have to spend too much time on it, and that's great. Alright, so we are going to lower the pressure again, and I think that's what we're going to be doing for any stages, any phases where we actually can lower the pressure. So if you notice, it says the water pressure is at 60 and enemy damage reduction will be at 60%. Or enemy damage resistance, I'm not too sure which one that was. Alright, so on we go to the objective of Phase 3. Okay, this boss, I think it has a buff. It doesn't take damage from the front, or I think it reduces incoming damage from the front by quite a bit. So, yeah, you have to keep attacking it from the back. Maybe Shadow Dash would be good for her team skill, but that will make her more like a support Valkyrie, because you're only using her for her team skill, and she wouldn't be doing as much damage because of the type advantage. But, you know, if your team has a really super strong DPS and you want to play support, then yeah, Shadow Dash might be a good option in this situation. But just try not to do that unless you really don't have any Valkyries left, then yeah. Alright, so we are now in phase 4, and in this phase there are 2 objectives. So we're gonna go for one of them. I think one is an Ice Emperor and the other is a Flame Emperor. Wait, what? We don't get to kill it? What is that? It's almost down, and we only spent like 10 seconds on it. Jeez. Alright, seems like we'll be coming back in. Oh, I think it said psychic enemies. Well, the pressure control doesn't have any type, so I'll just focus on that and not waste a Shadow Knight turn. Anyway, Shadow Knight isn't used in any of the bosses, because for us we do have enough psychic and creature types. So yeah, it's not too much of a waste anyway. Alright, so next is the objective of phase 4. I could pretty much choose any Valkyrie at this point in time because most of my key Valkyries aren't used yet. And I say that because I think the other teams have done quite a bit of damage on this boss, so we might actually be wasting some of the attempts. But it's okay, I still do have quite a bit of Valkyries to use, so we'll just go ahead with the Celestial Hymn. Yep, just another 12%. Oh, 6%. Yeah, it's going down. That was fast. Alright, so here we are at the final battle. We don't get to lower the pressure in this phase, but I think we'll be fine despite the damage reduction. But it does say Elf deals 10 times damage if boss is paralyzed, and my team does have someone who can paralyze, so yeah, I guess that's what it means. Wow, the time limit is like 1 minute. Also, it hasn't been moving. I'm not too sure if it's bugged or anything like that, but yeah, look at that. It's not moving. And the HP is not going down either, so that's kind of weird. Okay, but there is damage being dealt. If you look at the left side, which is showing what damage is being dealt by each team, but the HP bar is not moving, so that's a little concerning. Oh, what? Did you see that? It dropped from like 89% to 42%. That's funny. Wait, what? So we're done here. Okay. And yeah, we took 15 minutes and 23 seconds. I think that's pretty fast for a 12-man raid. So if you're looking for a good team or party, I guess it'd be a good idea to join a good armada. And yeah, so I'm not too sure how this reward system works, but it does say 1 pack left for this week. So after I claim this and I can't seem to hit next. Am I supposed to hit one of the boxes? Oh, I am. That was weird. Okay, this one I do understand. So we hit all of them. Once you hit these objectives, you get all these prizes. Nothing too special about that. And that's all there is to it. So, thanks for watching, guys. This has been MG, and I will see you guys soon.